All right, now let's do the 4.5.2 checkup, practicing some of these problems on rhombi and squares. So one of the new things that we're learning today, it's asking what the measure of AEB is. And one of the new things that we're learning is that these interior angles are all 90 because the diagonals bisect each other. So measure of angle AEB is just 90 degrees. So all four of those interior angles are 90. So what is x? Looking at the next one, because they gave us an expression for this interior angle. And by the way, I should not use that shape. I should use a little square for 90. So because they gave us an expression, 2x minus 10, for that interior angle, we're going to talk about that being equal to 90 and then solve. If the measure of angle CAB, I think this is a B over here, sorry guys, is 108. So if the whole thing is 108, what is the measure of CAD? And remember that this diagonal bisects that interior angle. So that 108 is going to get divided by 2. So we'd say the measure of angle CAD is equal to half of the measure. Sorry, I ran out of space, everybody. Hang on. Measure of angle CAD is half the measure of angle CAB. So half of the 108, which is 54. Okay, what is x? So remember that we know that this right here is 90. So we'd set up this whole thing being equal to 180 for those interior angles. So we'd say x plus 22 plus 2x plus the 90 all adds up to the 180. And so I've got a total of 3 x's. I've got 90 plus 22, which is going to give us 112. Just so you guys can see that. And then we're going to subtract 112 from both sides. So let's go grab a Desmos calculator here to do some of these calculations. So that's how we got the 68, and then 68 divided by 3 gives us 22.67. Okay, how'd you do? All right, next we've got these two angles here, and notice that this is the right angle. So we're going to say x plus x minus 18, plus 90 equals 180. So that's 2x. Now 90 minus 18. 90 minus 10 would be 80. 80 minus 8 would be 72. Did you see how I did that? And 180 minus 70 would be 110. Minus 2 more would be 108. Okay, last, we again know that this interior is a perpendicular, so that's 90. So we can say that 2x plus 3x minus 10 plus 90 equals 180. Let's rewrite that where you can see it better. 2x plus 3x minus 10 plus 90 equals 180. So this is a total of 5x's plus 80. We subtract 80 from both sides, and therefore x is going to be equal to 20. Okay. Next, we know that on this one, these two interior angles are bisected, which means they're equal. So go ahead and just set these equal to each other. Move the x's over to collect to one side. And we get that x is equal to 10. Again, these two are equal. They are bisected by that diagonal. Move the x's to one side. And remember that sometimes okay for us to get fractions. So 15 halves, you can leave it as 15 halves. You know what? Sorry about this. This is not this angle. It's not this angle. This is actually on the other corner over here. So when I first glanced at this, I looked at this wrong. Okay, so this one is this over here, and this 2x is over in the other corner. But I also know that I could write this 2x in because those are bisected into the other corner. So and then we know that this is 90. So couldn't we say that 2x plus 4x minus 15 plus 90 equals 180? And that 6x plus 75 equals 180? And that 6x equals 105? So 105 divided by 6 is 17.5. Okay, last over here, number 9, is the two angles that are bisected. So they're equal. And over here, we see that that's a 90, and we've got the other two interior angles. So we could say 4x plus 8x minus 55 plus 90 equals 180. And so we've got 12x plus 35 . So there's where we got the 35. So it's going to be 145. And then we divide by 12 and get that x is approximately 12.08. You see how I rounded there? Now, it asks for the measure of BCD. BCD. So it's actually asking for the measure of the 4x and we just found that x is 12.08. So go over to Desmos and do 12.08 times 4. We're getting 48.32. And remember that that's approximated because we rounded the other one. Okay, so be careful. If they ask for what is x, we're done with this answer. But if they ask us for the measure of an angle, you have to keep going until you have the full answer. And that's our last one.